Your camera is really high, huh? Because you're on
Yeah.
the mat. All right. So what I want to talk to you about is because we're building a brand, building brands is about not making things difficult. And when you use funky butt spellings, you're making shit complicated. Okay. So when someone wants to go and look for you, if we just said bug soda, someone wants to go and look for bug soda, they're going to spell it like a word. They're
It's
not going
one
to
word
spell it
altogether,
without,
though.
excuse me,
I said it's one word altogether, though, not two, like you spelled it.
whatever. But you're still complicating it because you're spelling soda with a zero. And people are not
I
going to
told
take
you
that.
that when I first came up with the idea.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
We're not going to argue today
Okay.
because you
Oh, wait, let
didn't.
me turn on my volume.
But even Morgan, even if that were true, if you're spelling it like that as far as say a trademark, that's fine. But when you're putting it in your email, when you're putting it as your URL, no one is going to do that. I don't care how weird they are. Because I know this is about embracing weirdness, but sweetie, nobody's going to spell weird just because you decided to use weird.
It's no different than like using a typing quirk.
Oh my God.
I know so many kids that use typing quirks. It's genuinely not that different.
Morgan,
Yes,
using typing quirks and building a brand are not the same thing, baby.
I know that.
But
What do you mean, but? I know
but
that.
you insist on using this particular thing for that. And it's like, okay, when you
It's
start
not like
telling
it's not like it's a crazy name. I just put a zero in there. The only reason I have the email like this is because nothing else worked.
and just because you just wanted that email,
Well, what else was I gonna make it? The
I don't
email
know.
has to match my channel name, doesn't it?
Not necessarily. The reason I told you to make a Gmail is just to get started. You can always change the email later on. This is something to get you started. You could have called it Morgan's New Brand for all I care. This is just an email so that you could set up your YouTube and get things going. Now, if you decided to make your channels, when you make the Instagram Bug Soda, when you make the YouTube Bug Soda, putting that zero in there and maybe giving it a color, that's giving it a brand and a trademark look. That's different. But trying to get someone to type letters and numbers as part of your email is making things complicated.
Well, you just said that the email is only for me to start.
All right. If I email you and say we're doing these sessions together and I want to email you, trust and believe, I'm not typing that shit. And maybe that's because I'm older. Maybe that's part of it. Because I know you're not trying to attract my generation. But like I said, the part that you need to understand with building a brand is that thinking about certain things is burning calories. And a lot of people don't understand that part of psychology is that you're burning calories. And some people are just fucking lazy. And we all have our lazy tendencies. And so if I want to go
If
check
they're
out
that
Buck
lazy,
Soda,
then why are they emailing me in the first place?
say that again.
I said, if they're that lazy, then why are they emailing me in the first place?
You know what? Let's move the focus from the email because
Okay.
the if that's the email you're going to use, like I said, sweetheart, it's not an email you should give out. And not even to kids because it is a complicated email the way you spelled it and used the dot and added numbers. There's a level of complication there that no one really wants to be bothered with. And while it may be cute at this stage of the game, and I know you plan to age out of this particular age range, as you mature, are you going to change emails again? Or are you gonna make people look for you all over again? Are you going to remain bug soda when you do this thing? Or is it do we want to start with a level of branding that's going to grow with you?
I want something that's gonna go with me because 18 plus spaces, there's always going to be a kid that's going to get into an 18 plus space and lie about their age. That's just like
Yeah,
you
I
can
know.
exactly. There's going to be I can put 18 plus warning on my streams. I can put mature content warning. Kids will still get it. They can watch my streams. It's really not that big a deal. So, well, it is a big deal, but it's not like I'm interacting with them directly. It's
You might, because like I said, if kids are gonna lie about their age just
yeah.
to get
Well,
your
like
content,
yeah, but I'm not gonna know. Well,
I
for the
know.
most part, at least.
But if because when you look at brands, you don't want to just brand for today. You don't want to just brand for where you are right now. Branding is technically about the future, and you're always moving your brand forward.
Oh, it's the chair. Sorry.
What are you looking for?
I was like, is this the bottom of my bed? It's the chair.
But you're always looking for what's going to be in the future. So you don't brand for what you have. You brand for what you want. And so if we're going to brand for what you want, you're not going to want something complicated. You want something to be memorable. So even if we do your trademark as Bug Soda with a zero and give it a color, then that's a look and an aesthetic that people can start to, gravitate towards. They start to see this funky way of spelling I can't even talk.
Mm.
Bug Soda as one word, but with a zero. And that becomes your quirk and your thing. That embraces your weirdness. I get it. That's fine. But when you start having people who want to interact with you, who want to start engaging with you, say if you want to sponsor, somebody wants to sponsor you and you send them that email, they're gonna be like, what the hell? Because people with money don't want you to complicate their shit. They don't want you to make things harder for them to get at you. And so if every time they go to email you and they have to, how the hell she spelled bug soda, and they got to find the post-it that they wrote it on. And even if it autofills, if it gets to bug and shit start falling off, then it just complicates things. So if part of the brand is going to be, if we're going to embrace this whole bug soda thing, then I would say don't start out complicating it before you even get to the point of growing it and maturing it. Does that make sense? So if we keep this current one that you have, this whole bug soda thing, when you get ready to transfer your channel to a new email, then what is that going to look like? What is that? How is that gonna move forward of what you want? Oh Lord, you look like Morticia. Stop, man. You don't even look like a cute Morticia. Hold your head up straight. You that's how you but with this brand maturing with you and all of that kind of stuff, and the things that you want to talk about, like you want to suck me into Five Nights at Freddy, which I'm going to listen to, but I'm not getting sucked into. Just know that. um,
You won't even
but
play one game for a stream.
why would I do that?
Why not? People love seeing moms play games.
Whatever. We're talking about your brand right now. So Bug Soda and Soda Bug. Soda Bug is actually the brand, correct? So if we get it to, if I bought you a domain right now with the sodabug.com and then had an email with sodabug.com, like mogo at sodabug.com, then that's going to be the end of it. It's not going to be the Gmail anymore. You see what I'm saying? If you give everything the extension of bugsoda.com, then that's actually you. And you said you don't want that to be the name of the company. So why would you do that? So if we're going to move it to sodabug.com, then that needs to be the thing that we're pushing towards. And then that way, I'm pretty sure that once you decide that it's going to be Sodabug, and we get that domain and all that stuff and move forward, then it could be bugsoda at sodabug.com. You don't have to worry about somebody in Gmail taking it. You see what I mean? I just wanted you to get your stuff set up so that when you set up your Instagram, it has the Bug Soda email. When you set up your YouTube, it has the Bug Soda email. But all of these things are going to be transferred once we get your domain with the whole soda bug and bug soda. This is going to drive me crazy. Why are you making this so complicated?
I didn't do anything. You're the one who suggested that it should be the reverse.
As
I
your
just
name,
agreed with you.
I thought you should be bug soda.
I am bug soda.
I mean, I thought you should be soda bug
No.
instead of bug soda. That's what I thought.
Yeah, and you said that bug soda was going to be the brand, so it's still the same thing, just reverse.
Because you picking weird shit. If you were going to name your company, what would you name it? If it's not Soda Bug, what would you name it? If you're going to be Bug Soda, what would you actually name your company? And I want you to think in terms of building a brand. If you're going to be the Soda Bug, what are you going to be the Soda Bug of? And how can we keep fizzlings as a thing? And where does that go? Are you trying to create a tongue twister, or are you trying to, like I said, it's about the growth of the brand and the terminology that you start to bring in here and the lexicons that you begin to use as part of your language.
We would be the soda pack. Like a
So you're going to
six-pack.
go from fizzlings to soda pack?
No, they're still fizzling. I'm saying
Okay.
for the big name.
Okay, for the big name, I want you to do a search right now for soda pack and see what comes up. Do sodapack.com and see if anything comes up.
Oh wait, never mind. That's a ship from an object show.
What, soda pack?
Yeah.
So see, you're thinking in terms of stuff that already exists. And part of why you have to go through the discovery process is so that you can come up with the name that actually fits, that you can grow into. What?
I looked up sodapack.com. It's for sale for $3,195.
See?
Why?
Because somebody can get $3,000 for it, or so they think.
I don't think so.
Okay. So if we're going to build this brand and we're going to build it around having fizzlings and you being the bug soda leader of it all, why is this name your thing? Why did you choose this name for yourself? How does it lend itself to the weirdness outside of the name? How does it lend itself to the weirdness?
Because Bug was like a really popular name in like 2020. There were like a bunch of weird kids who went by the name Bug, and then Soda was like a kind of a duller version of like a Monster Energy, which was also really popular, which in 2020 was when like a bunch of weird kids started popping up.
Okay, baby, all that stuff that you said was in the past. You said this was back in 2020.
Yes.
How do you plan on bringing it forward if it's old?
I'm going to bring back 2020.
Why would you want to do that?
Because I don't know, that was like I won't say it was like the best era. It definitely was not. Definitely not. But like 2020 to 2021 was when like I started exploring more, I guess, and like finding people that I could relate to and wanted to be like and shared interests with, mostly online. So it definitely wasn't like the best because that's when like quarantine and stuff were happening, but I look back on it fondly because of
Go ahead.
how it's part of my online presence now, is what I'll say. It's how I made a lot of my friends that I still have today.
Okay, so but again, branding is not about today, it's about the future. So where do you see people who were about the bug and soda life? Where do you see them heading into the future? How are they able to maintain some of that fizziness, so to speak, as they mature into being more weird?
I don't know, because they probably progressed past the point where like 2021 with like all the big eyeliner and the bunny hats and stuff, and those things are so cool. I still like support those things. I hate everyone who ever bullied a bunny hat kid. Oh my god, they were my idols. But they probably progressed past like the need to trigger warning every single thing that they see, and wanting to stay inside and be online all the time. And like they've moved forward, probably still being weird, but like less in a
Less
way.
weird?
No, not less weird, but like less.
Paranoid about their weirdness?
Yeah, and less like you know the Deku voice are like hi, my name is Arson. You know, stuff like that. Yeah, they've probably grown past the
Can
need to
you
do
finish a sentence?
that.
Okay. So then would the brand be about, is the purpose of the brand to embrace the maturing of weirdness?
Yeah.
Does that sound right? Okay, you're nodding. Okay, can you elaborate since I started it? Because like I said, I already know when you get out my house, because it ain't gonna happen in my house.
Mm.
You you're gonna go, for lack of a better word, you're gonna go batshit crazy. You might fall off a whole lot, but then you might figure that as you mature, I don't need to fall off as much as I did because that was then and this is now. Because it's just like when we were younger, everybody wanted a car. Then you finally get a car and you ain't got nowhere to go.
Mm.
So if you're maturing into this weirdness and you want to do the whole, I forgot the look that you told me that you want to embrace. What is it?
Scene?
It's called Scene.
Yeah.
Okay. SEEN.
SCENE.
That's a look.
Yeah.
Okay. But you might find as you mature, and like I say, my thing is, my thing right now is I will support you to a certain degree, but I'm not going full blown on all the crazy that you want to embrace. But then as you mature, you might find that your taste has changed. But even if your taste changed aesthetically, how do you get to still keep what it is that's weird about you?
Well, my aesthetics have nothing to do with my personality.
I agree.
So I don't understand what you're asking.
So then what is the whole weirdness factor?
Well, it's more than just how I look. It's about how I am as like a person. I hate the word cringe like used negatively. I firmly believe that cringe culture is dead and that it should not be revived. I think that everyone should be allowed to be as like stupid and weird and ugly as they want.
Okay.
I don't think that they should be ridiculed for that because they're exploring themselves, they're expressing themselves. And I hate hate when people like get ridiculed for like a style or beliefs or like their art. I oh my god, that TikTok art lore trend, oh my god, where there were people and their art like wasn't good enough, I guess. And it started with this kid who they made really cute art, but like they made like the character had that they drew had a long face, so like the nose was down here and the eyes were up here, and they had like a caption on the video, and it was called rendering process. So every time anyone would see anything that was just like ever so slightly long in the face, it'd just be rendering process all in the comments, and it progressed past that to literally any other most likely a child's drawing or just anything that they deemed was bad. And it'd be like, oh my God, new art lore just dropped. And it'd just be ridiculing them and making recreations of their art.
So, baby, it sounds like your brand is about protecting, it's not even embracing your weirdness, but it's about protecting people from bullying.
Exactly.
Okay, so then how does Soda Bug fit into that being that protector, that hero type vibe?
What do you mean, like the name?
No, just the personality of it all. The
Oh,
brand that we're building, how do we turn that into something that, okay, we know the purpose of the brand is to kind of fight against bully culture in any shape, form, or fashion. Am I right? Okay, so if we're creating content that fights against bullying, what does that content end up looking like?
it's not even like explicitly fighting against bullying. Like it's not going out there and like harassing
No,
kids
I
with
don't
like
expect you
bullies.
to do that because
And
that's not your style.
it's not like those like anti-bullying PSAs where it's like, hey, bullying is wrong. You should respect your peers and everything like that. No, it's just
It's the opposite though. It's the opposite approach. Instead of attacking
yeah,
the bullies, you're uplifting the weirdos, so to speak.
exactly. It's creating a space where people are free to make whatever they want.
Okay.
They
So
can.
if that's the case, how does me doing Five Nights at Freddy factor into?
Oh my God, because there are so many Five Nights at Freddy's kids who like have no one else to talk to about it, and they're so scared and they try to get their friends into it, but it just doesn't work. And the lore is too long and no one understands what's going on anymore, but I do. I understand. I have a deep emotional connection with Five Nights at Freddy's, and I will go out there and I will explain to every single person all of the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. Everyone will know.
I gotta be the guinea pig. But how do you think you and I working together, you and I creating content together is going to help uplift kids? Not just
Because
in the
like
Five Nights at Freddy thing, but how do you think me
just
and your
like in
dad
general,
helping?
yeah. Like a lot of kids feel like they can't talk to their parents, and I understand that because I've seen like parents today that are so emotionally distant from their children and they don't know how to speak with them, and then they grow up and they're like, why doesn't my kid talk to me anymore? But yeah, I see so many parents who just don't engage with any of their child's interests. So that's what I want to have. I don't want to say an example because I it's not an example, but I want to have like a space where they can see that it's not just
But finish your thought, and then I want to ask you a question.
okay. I want them to have a space where they can see that without parents can at the very least listen without or at the very least listen without having to be like interested in this stuff, and they can engage with their children without having to.
So you want to teach parents to act right to a
Yes,
certain extent. So you want parents to you want to show that parents can embrace the weirdness without necessarily condoning it fully.
exactly.
It's like maybe it could be about, you know what, how you can approach your parents to be more engaged. Because I know there's a whole lot of stuff you and I don't talk about when it comes to your interests. Because I'm not interested in the same thing you and your dad are interested in. So I'm always running away from y'all. But neither do I try and tell you what not to be interested in. I don't try to tell you that's a waste of time. And at the same time, I don't encourage it because I don't like it. And I'm not going to say whether it's disapproval or approval because it's not about that for me, but it's about you finding your own thing because at some point, either you're going to continue to do it anyway, and I would rather know about it and not have you
This
feel like you're
is
having
what I'm
to
saying. This is
sneak.
what I'm saying. Because like sheltering parents just make sneaky kids. if you're gonna try and shelter your child for all their interests, they're just gonna go around your back and
They're
do
going
it
to
anyway.
sneak. Yeah, I
They
agree.
have friends that will show them other content. They have like they can literally just like go anywhere
Yeah.
with the computer. They could go to the library and find content anywhere.
So
So it's
then,
really
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
it's I would say it's really not that serious because there are things that kids shouldn't know about from like a certain age, but they're gonna find out anyway.
Okay.
So I don't understand like sheltering and stuff like that and being like, this is devil
See,
worship.
okay, I know we're getting a little off topic, but that's a parent's job is to protect their kids.
I
And
know.
the internet has made it so that we can't protect you guys as much as we were protected. It is not about shielding. Um, like when you and I started having early conversations about certain things, it wasn't to expose you to those things, it's to make you aware of those things because I wanted you to hear about it from me before you heard it on the street, so to speak. And there are things that you guys are watching in the content that you consume that I really don't think you guys should be consuming. And that's just my own personal opinion as a parent. But like, again, if I try to police it to the point of taking your devices for that, then all it's going to do, like I say, every time I give it back, it's like, okay, what didn't you want me to see? So I get it. I get it. And I'm starting to understand a little better of what it is you want to build and how I can still be disinterested, but still be a participant. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I still think you should change the email though. But and then we're probably after looking up Soda Pack and looking up Bug Soda, I think there's going to have to be a tweak to the name because stuff already exists and I want it to be true to you. So have you ever heard of Weird Al Yankovic?
Yeah. What do you mean have I ever heard of Weird Al?
I don't know him. I'm asking. So if we embrace something like that, I mean, stay soda bug. And you know what? This is my whole fizzling type thing. But I think the name of the overall brand, we're gonna have to play with that a little bit more because it already exists out there. And I want you, when you start building this out and you start,
Who looks up YouTubers on Google though?
huh?
I said, who looks up YouTubers on Google though?
Baby, just because you don't Google people doesn't mean other people don't Google people.
I'm not saying they don't Google people, but like if you're gonna watch YouTube, don't you open YouTube first normally?
Me personally, no. I want to see all the places that you are. See?
Why?
And this is the good thing because now we're understanding that your culture is different than my culture. So if people are only looking for, I'm looking for the streamer, they're only going to be looking for you on places that stream or have video content. So if you don't think that Google is ever going to be a thing for you, then okay, fuck Google. But if there's ever a chance that someone is, it's like, how do we make sure that your name dominates the page when they look it up? Make sense? And then with the whole bug soda versus soda bug type deal, did you even look those up to see if anyone, like I said, because you said that it's a dying um lexicon, put it that way. And it sounds like you've taken two lexicons and put them together. Am I right?
What do you mean?
Look up lexicon.
Lexicon. Lexicon.
LEX. Yeah.
The vocabulary of a person, language, or branch of knowledge.
Okay.
I don't get it.
So you said before you were talking about soda was this thing and bug was that thing. They were two different things, correct? So now you're taking those two things to make your own language or your own word or your own vibe out of it, so that it becomes a part of your lexicon. So if we take those two things that are now becoming, that people started labeling as cringe, and uncringe them, this now becomes part of
I'm
how.
not trying to uncringe them. I fully embrace the cringe.
Okay, you fully embrace the cringe. I must have misunderstood you before. So if we're taking those two things and putting them together, and that becomes part of the story of the brand, so then we have to make sure that we understand where they're coming from and how they fit into what you're building, into this whole, you know what, we can do this together, but we don't have to both like it kind of deal. When your parents are saying, I don't want to be bothered, but they'll still engage. And then you being able to say, how do you get to the point where you can actually talk to your parents about stuff? It's like, you know what, just listen to me for 5 minutes. Because, you know, like I said, I will literally run from you to not listen to your crap. But then you trap me. Can't get away. So you doing a video, how to trap your parents to make them listen. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So is that kind of deal. But understanding that now bug soda and soda bug are part of two different lexicons, do those fit within that? So I want you to look at those words and how you define them, or how they're defined by your culture and your generation, and kind of marry them into this brand that we're building. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying, or am I just talking outside of my neck?
No, I understand.
Okay, tell me what you understand.
So, like, how do I explain it? It's like, find my definitions of the word and take them and figure out how to build a brand based off of those definitions.
See, I asked you, did you understand? And you're looking at me like, did I get it right? Did I get it right? This is not a quiz, sweetie.
Oh,
This is not a quiz. So tell me what is the bug thing of it all? What is that about? Did I raise my hand? I want to see, did it do something?
oh.
Will it move to the other side? Nope, I guess it's done. Oh, it says lower my hand. Oh, it makes you raise your hand. Oh, see, I'm testing stuff out.
What does that do?
Keep your hand up. Do you see a little thing down at the bottom?
No.
Oh, then yours doesn't have it. Maybe your computer needs to be updated or something.
Darn.
But it's like this. Let's see if it does it.
What?
Want to try it?
No. Stop it. I like how the hats don't get green screen.
Oh my goodness. But anyway, okay, tell me what is it about bug life in this sense that you want to bring to the brand? What is it about the bug culture that you want to bring to the brand?
So there was like a big fascination with like bugs and like little critters. Like
Like
I keep saying like I need to quit. What were you
how do you
saying?
need to quit? You need to quit what?
Quit saying like.
I don't know. It drives me crazy, but I wasn't even saying anything this time. Yeah.
What were you saying?
The fascination with bugs. Go ahead.
Yeah, there was a certain fascination with bugs. I don't really know where it came from, but people started like using that as like a name for themselves. It was
They
like,
were calling themselves bugs
yeah,
because they liked bugs, or because looking at critters became a thing.
I would hope it was because they liked bugs. I don't think they just called themselves bug because of like well, a lot of them have changed their names now that it's died down, but um yeah, there was this whole thing where there were like it was bug and Kai and arson, and they were the top three names of TikTok 2020 alternative children.
Okay, so here's the thing. It wasn't necessarily that y'all were outside messing with bugs, looking at bugs, following them around with magnifying
No,
glasses
they
and
were not outside. You could trust and believe that.
So how can you embrace the whole bug culture when you ain't even seen a bug up close and in person? What kind of shit is that? Oh my God, y'all tripping.
Don't ask me. I like bugs. I actually like bugs. There was a centipede on our porch the other day. Did I tell you?
Anyway, bring it back, roll into crazy. So where does the soda culture come from? What is that about?
Like I
Is
said,
that a
there was
similar thing?
yeah, it was like Monster Energies, people used to be like in love with those. I used to be in love with those. Um so I couldn't use Monster obviously, but I wanted to have something with like a similar sort of like vibe, so I went with soda because you can drink soda and it's fizzy and you it's caffeinated. It doesn't have nearly as much caffeine, but um also I just
So
like
so soda is just a play on the monster culture, the people who were embracing the monster brand.
yeah, but also it's because of like I like the aesthetic, I guess, of like soda and stuff like that, like the fizz and everything, and like some of the colors and stuff.
You
And
don't even
even
drink colored soda, you drink Sprite.
that doesn't have anything to do with this.
What?
Um, what was I saying? Oh, uh, like it's something I like to incorporate my into my art. I made a species called soda sharks.
A species called soda shark. Stop picking
Yes,
your nose.
I mean it was itchy.
Whatever. Okay. All right. So we have a bug culture that didn't go out and experience bugs. They just was looking at them on TikTok. Am I right?
Yeah,
And they embraced that whole thing and started calling themselves bugs. I'm right? I'm asking.
you
Okay.
got it.
And then,
You're like learning the 2020 alt kid lore right
oh
now.
God, this is the part of branding I don't like when I have to learn shit I don't want to know. Okay, so we had this whole bug culture and people embracing bugs. Were the videos about bugs? Were they looking at a lot of bug TikToks or something?
I mean, it was mostly worms, I will be honest with you.
So there weren't actually bugs involved.
Yeah, no, it was how do I explain it? It's like I think they took like a certain fascination with just like the word
Okay.
bug because I couldn't tell you why. I wasn't a bug person, I was an arson person. But
Okay. So if you were an arson person, why are you embracing bug
as
life?
bug people were so much cooler.
Then why weren't you a bug person instead of an
Because
arson
I
person?
didn't feel like a bug person, I felt like an arson person.
Okay. How does the bug person feel?
A bug person is like someone who was really into anime at the time and they were like a cosplayer and they had all their kins. They had a big kin list and they were like, I can Mikan Tsumiki from Danganronpa. And if you are Ibuki, please interact with me. And if you are Hiyoko, DNI. And
What was the arson life? What was that?
Arson, that was
Yeah.
like those were the Dream SMPers. You remember me in my Dream SMP phase. Those were the Dream SMPers, and they went, I love Dream Not Found, and I love my British boy Guggy.
Oh, my stars and garters. Ugh.
Then you had the Kais, and their whole personality trait was being gay. And they were like, I love men and I am trans. And that was it.
That's where you get the posing from. Like, so you were just embracing everybody's culture, but you identified as arson.
Yeah, I was an arson.
Oh, this is making my head hurt. And even okay, we have three different cultures. We have arson. Are you saying arson or artist?
arson, like the crime.
Fire. Yeah. Okay, so we have arson, we have bug, and we have, what was the other one?
Kai, spelled Kai.
Oh, that's your cousin's name, so I get that. So we have these three cultures, but the one that you want to build a brand off of is one that you were not a part of. And two, don't have shit to do with an actual bug.
Well, I do want to bring actual bugs in. Well, like not, I don't want to bring them in the house, but I do want to like base some of my designs off of them.
Okay. So talking about all of this, do you see a brand forming of like what you'll have in and what you'll leave out? Okay, so we're leaving out the arson, we're leaving out the Kai, but we're bringing in the bug.
That's not to say that the arsons and the Kais can't join in. I
No. But we're talking about the audience that you want to attract.
But we're
It
embracing
seems
the
like
bug
the
culture.
ones that got
I am not doing Danganronpa though.
I don't know what the hell that is, and I do not care. But the thing is, it sounds like you're picking the bug because those are the ones that you want to protect the most.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and like I said, I want to understand this because if we're building this brand around that, we want to make sure that we're talking to this particular audience because we think they need this the most versus the arson and the Kais don't necessarily need this, but they're not uninvited. Okay. That's what I want to make sure. Exactly. And then the soda thing is not based on actual soda, but a remaking of the Monster vibe. So then that was a whole nother culture. And all of this.
Well, no, that was another culture. They all incorporated that. They were monster lovers.
So all of this crap, and I don't mean to call your brand crap, but all of this crazy is based off of some TikTok shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
All righty then. Where are my fireworks? Oh dang, they're gone. Damn it. There they go.
Oh, why was there a little bubble?
There was a thumbs up. See?
I want
it. You probably need to update your computer.
I don't get a bubble.
But I'm starting to get a sense of this. And so the content that we create around this is about, you know what, embracing this, even if your parents aren't on board, even if you're not an arson or a Kai, it's like there's still space for you. And we want to create that space for you. It ain't happening. You don't get no thumbs up.
I'm just giving you a thumbs up in approval.
No, I'm just playing with you. Okay, sweetie. I think I got some ideas now. But like I said, the other thing that we'll discuss later is how you mature into this. And because we know the purpose of it, and your role in this is kind of a hero role. So we're going to lean into that as part of your archetype. Why are you trying to look like Despicable Me?
I'm power posing. That's Megamind.
Okay, power posing. Gru.
That's Megamind.
Whatever. You look like Gru. But yeah, so your personal brand is going to be positioned as a hero archetype. And I think that can flow into the business brand as well, depending on how we decide to do this. Because if we know that this is going to be a hero archetype brand, then that'll dictate what type of say content or art that you do. It's like it's not that everything that you do has to be a hero. Your drawings don't have to be heroes, but then how can we lend ourselves to that? And then what is it about a hero archetype that we want to bring to this? Does that make sense? Okay. All right, Chicky. Do I have your permission to post this on my YouTube? All right. And when you finish getting your YouTube all set up, I think you can switch the email later on, but when you finish getting it all set up, let me know so that I can go ahead and subscribe and we can post this on yours as well.
I have the channel up.
You have the channel up? Okay, so it says Buck Soda with the O. All right, so like I said, I'll find it, try and find it, and I'll send you this, and you can post it on your channel as well. All right, and I'll send you the photo. I'll send this to you. And so if you want to pull any clips from it to start putting on your Buck Soda account, the Instagram and whatever, then you can have it for that as well.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you got any questions?
No.
All right, Chicky Poo.
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
Do you want to hear about the bite of 87?
Do I have to hear about it on here, or is it something relevant to your brand?
It's about 5 minutes at
No, you save that stuff for when you make me doing it for your content.
Okay.
All right, chicken.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.